most powerful and most prosperous nation in the world, there are still millions of individuals, families, and children who are not only homeless, but so many of them are living in transition with no permanent place to call home because of the issues and the episodes in their lives that don't allow them to be self-sustainable. I was inspired with an idea, a vision to address the homeless crisis that we face in Central Florida. When I got the vision for He Got Up, it was a picture of people from all walks of life who were poor, people who were homeless, handicapped, people who were broken down and on the fringes of our community who were in desperate need, and not being afraid to actually bring them together for a huge celebration. The mission of He Got Up is a celebration of people lifting people, transforming our community. The transformation wasn't just to bring people together, it was to celebrate the power of God's love for us, and that we get to share that with each other regardless of the resources or the status we have in this world.
I was introduced to Pastor Tim through mutual friends. He wanted to have a brief conversation with me, and a conversation that was meant to take 5 minutes took 45 minutes. And I'm very impressed with his vision and his desire to change and make good in the community with our homelessness and our displacement. It drew me to want to be able to produce this event on his behalf. This event is like none other I'll do. It's something that I don't think anybody really has an understanding of how to put it together, because it's so many moving parts to it. My background is event management, event production. Done every Olympic Games since 1996 in Atlanta. But second to none to what this is going to be about. This means something. We used to bringing people to stadiums, to arenas, to locations. People buy tickets. People want to be entertained. This is a completely different event. People want help. They want guidance. They need understanding. They need direction. They need support. It's a logistical nightmare. A lot of these people we're planning on picking up are living in the woods. They're leaving their homes, their tents, their livelihood, and coming out. And we've got to find these folks, and we've got to be able to get them on these buses. It's a huge collaborative effort, and we're not going to be able to stop at regular bus locations. We need to be able to be very, very creative and find the hotels, the woods, the locations where we could be able to pick these folks up from and get them to the stadium, and then get them home.
Coming out of high school, I was highly recruited out of Sarasota High School in Sarasota, Florida, and had a lot of colleges from around the country that actually pursued me to be a part of their program. One of the things that Penn State didn't do is promise me an easy road. In my mind, I always believed that after looking at several athletes in my hometown who had gone off to college and come back after being taken care of, I had seen some bad stories of what happens when you go off and you let the alumni take care of you, let different people take care of you, but then you come back and you haven't had any skills developed, you don't really know how to transfer all that grit and grind and hard work from the field to a real career. So I felt like as a young man, I needed a challenge to help me develop not just as an athlete, but as a person. And out of all the places that I've been and coaches that I talked to, Joe Paterno and the Penn State organization program really spoke the loudest to me as a young man about how I would have an opportunity. There were no guarantees. I would simply have an opportunity to be a part of the program, hopefully get a chance to play, but more than anything, have all the support that I needed to get a college degree. And so that really helped me to believe that what I was thinking was right, that it wasn't ever going to just be football, but that after football, there is more to life. So I chose Penn State out of high school, and it was difficult. I was always wanting to do more than I felt like anybody else was doing. I learned that Joe Paterno, in all of the intense conversations we had, and him barking at me and grinding me, was really because he saw potential in me as a young man that I couldn't see in myself. But I have to say, the greatest experience of my life, going to Penn State University.
Okay, we're doing our weekly food run. It's we come out every week. We try to do it every Thursday, and we come out to 192 here in Kissimmee, from Celebration to St. Cloud, and we bring food, first aid, clothing, and of course the Word of God to the needy that's living on the street, or the families that are living, displaced families that are living on the motel. And maintaining a job in order for them to pay for a place is almost impossible. When they're able to get a job, they're not able to sustain the job because of their condition, their appearance. They don't have a place to bathe. We started off feeding maybe 35 people, and right now we're about up to about 100, maybe 125 at times. And that's without feeding the families that live in the motels. Like that motel right there, Star Motel, is full of families of, 8, 9 people living to a room. Not knowing, if they're going to be there tomorrow, not knowing where they're going to get their food from. And they have to be in a motel in order to get their kids into school. So they do whatever they have to do in order to pay for those rooms, and they're really, it's really difficult. There's no agency that is available here in Osceola County that actually can transition them effectively. This is a Publix here. Behind this Publix, there's some woods that we go into. These people live back here. They've been back here, I'm going to say probably 3 years, right, Alex? About 3 years. Sometimes there's 4 people, sometimes there's up to 12 people back here.
I had surgery, and I was in the hospital for 2 months, and I lost my job and my apartment. And I'm a professional dog groomer for 30 years, and someone stole my wallet, and I've had a really hard time getting my ID again. But I went to iDignity, and I was supposed to get my divorce certificate too, because it's a different name on my Social Security card, but that didn't come yet. So getting my ID again, and then having a place to stay, so when I do have a job, I can be clean and go to work. I got a job last July at a dog grooming kennel out on John Young Road, and I fell off my bike and broke my wrist. And then it almost got better, and I was riding my bike with my 2 dogs, and he seen a squirrel, and I fell over and broke it again. And ever since then, I've been discouraged.
I'm Phil Pustiovsky. I'm a close personal friend of Pastor Tim Johnson, a member of Orlando World Outreach Center. And it was a little over a year ago that I was speaking with him, and he shared the vision of what now is the He Got Up event. And it was through those early conversations that I began to recognize just how enormous this initiative really could be. Whether it be housing, or jobs, or legal, or medical, or everything in between, we're hoping to transform lives, a celebration of people lifting people. But there's so much more than just that. We see this as a blueprint so that this can be done all across the United States and all over the world. And from our preliminary reaching out of others across the country, we see that there is a hunger and a yearning to bring this kind of event to many other cities. An event that is not driven simply by a government agency, which has been done in the past, and those are wonderful, but something where we're bringing together governments, local businesses, people, and we're bringing everyone together with this common goal to transform lives.
We're going to stay in touch with you guys through this lovely lady here. We're a long way away from our event. It's going to be at the Citrus Bowl. We're going to come and get you, and we've got a big resources fair down there. They'll have medical and jobs and showers and haircuts and
Really?
And you know, if you got a little back of my ear a minute ago said someone with a DUI and you got a bit of an issue with some legal stuff. I've got about 150 attorneys waiting to try to help, and that stupid stuff sticks with you, okay? And it'd be very nice if somebody could just catch a break, right?
Right, I have my license is suspended because I didn't pay traffic tickets in West Palm.
You might even find that your license is not even suspended anymore. You might be able to just go up and get it again.
Really?
Yeah. These are the things they're going to find out for you guys.
Right, so here on Friday, just before He Got Up Sunday, we're ready to load in the full sail stage. Got a few issues here with the venue, not quite sure on our angles and the way we've laid down the floor, so we're moving a few pieces to accommodate the stage to come in this morning and get ready to be set up for the Easter service. So dealing with a few issues here with the venue.
Hi, I'm Evan Smith. I'm the co-chair of the Outreach Committee, working on this He Got Up initiative. I'm kind of been tasked by my boss, Andre Bailey, at the Central Florida Commission on Homelessness to be involved in this really amazing effort, working alongside Pastor Tim and Paul Lovett. One of the biggest hurdles that we have to overcome is actually getting people to the event. It's a kind of a daunting task, but for this to be a truly transformative moment in Central Florida history, we have to have the people there that are in need, and we have to take that need and match it with the resources that we're trying to partner with right now. So we're working very diligently to bring everybody together, to work together. It's never been done before. This is important for a lot of reasons, but most notably, there are just too many people spread out across Central Florida that need help. This is going to be a motivation for a lot of people to come together.
My name is Beatrice Brown. I'm a member of Orlando World Outreach Center. I've been an attorney for 20 plus years. I asked Pastor Tim if there was a legal services component to the initiative, and he said, there will be. You have to do it. Our goal is to provide service in 4 areas: family law, criminal law, civil law, and housing law. How either one of these areas might be important for the population that we hope to serve is that, for example, in criminal law, someone may have fines that they have not been able to pay because they've been homeless, because they lost a job. It's just a vicious cycle. So one of the things we hope to do is to provide forgiveness of maybe some of the fees, or to have the fines converted to community service, or to take them out of what's called a collections court. There's so many things that we may not think of that have a great impact, but for someone who is facing homelessness and facing joblessness, a forgiveness of a fine, for example, gives them hope and gives them an opportunity to, once they become situated in a housing situation that's stable, it gives them more opportunity to have financial security.
That's not a door, that's just a rip. Right.
The door.
But I ain't gonna lie, I do the best I can do. And anybody that can say any different, okay, yeah, I go in there and I sleep. Right. What am I supposed to do? I ain't gonna sleep out in the bushes over there. I want at least to have a little shelter over my head. Right. Actually, I'm wanting to get up out of here, but I can't even hardly walk.
What's wrong with your legs?
I broke both. I broke this hip twice, this one once. I got metal rods in both sides, and I broke the ankle. I mean, you might think I'm walking through the bushes all drunk. I'm walking sober.
Right.
I mean, because I wobble.
Your hips.
Yeah, I broke both of them. Yeah. This one twice. Yeah. And Mrs. She can vouch for that.
Tim, and what their takeaway is.
Wow. When you meet Tim, you'll never forget him. Tim is a person that I always say, with us, I like people a lot. Tim loves people. He is a people person. I've never seen somebody like him that genuinely loves people so much. And so with anything that he does, you just feel that love exudes, the love of God exudes out of him for people.
Pastor Tim has been one of the constant bedrocks for this event. Without him and his constant support, his untiring work, this couldn't have happened. This was his brainstorm. This was his brainchild. It was a cry from his heart that God gave him, that he gave us. He passed it on. Without him, none of this could have been done.
I had this vision and this thought in my head, I can't leave Penn State without a degree. I know how hard it is to come back and say I'll finish later. I wasn't just 100% banking on the NFL. If the NFL doesn't work, I need a degree to actually get a job. And just having the discipline to say I want to really make this goal happen. Got my degree in marketing and speech communication, and actually had a job offer in Chicago. I waited around on draft day like every other college senior who was hopeful to go into the NFL. You just never know about the NFL draft, whether it will happen or not, but I ended up being drafted in the 6th round by the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was another opportunity to actually discipline myself and be focused on the task at hand and develop well enough to be able to play in the NFL. And coming out of high school into Penn State and now onto other things. I had some amazing leaders and influencers in my life.
So, I mean, then I got another job with Millennium Electric, driving a service truck, and I thought, thought it was gonna work out awesome. I had a service van. I was able to take it home at night. The business was going great. I was doing work. I was working all day. I was working probably 60, 70 hours a week for a good 6 months, and then all of a sudden, work dried up and laid me off. We homeschooled because the families in transitions was taking 2 weeks to transfer the bus from hotel to hotel. So we just, and every day on the street, some nice citizen decides to call DCF on us thinking that's going to help us out. And all they want to do is try to figure out what drugs you're on and why you're on the street. And I don't blame them, you know. But there's other people out there that need themselves more than we do. I mean, all the clothes I have are donated to me from the clothing shelter bins, you know. I mean, everything I've gotten.
Most of it's like there's no like real, you know, like interview outfits.
Yeah, I have no interview outfits or anything like that. So it's all casual wear. Anything that I have, you know, it's definitely hand-me-downs. So to go to a job interview, it's gonna have to be labor type work or something like that to start off with.
Six of us stay in this one room. Yes, sir, for a year next month on the 11th.
So
17.
You've been here a year.
Yes, sir. I'm mentally depressed. I mean, I have 2 evictions. Both of them are currently off my credit, which means they've been 8 years or longer. I have a lot of community support backing me. I'm also HIV positive, which my agency there also provides rental assistance for me. I've applied at many different places that have all denied us, and it's not because we're criminals or it's because we don't have enough credit or we don't have, you know, proper paperwork, or it's just numerous of things and the reasons why, you know, not good responses from here, you know, not having a stable residence, you know, for them to look back on, and it's causing us to remain here. I'm tired. The kids are tired. The environment is a very horrible environment. You know, my kids are subjected to seeing things that they typically wouldn't see if we were home in our own environment, and it's just been it's been hard.
It's bad because like we don't know how, like, obviously when my mom sleep on the ground, I be wanting to sleep on the ground with her because it be too cramped because like the beds are small and it's a small room, and I don't like staying here. I want to stay in our regular home.
It's not feeling like home. We're cramped, crowded.
All in one room.
All in one room. I have an asthmatic child, you know, in this room. You know, so one person gets a cold, we all get a cold within that week. So it's just really horrible.
It's crowded because we have a lot of clothes and it's a lot of stuff. And me and my brothers, the air conditioning don't work.
If we walk outside and it's a little bit dark and there's a lot of alcoholics out here, it would be out. It scares me and it freaks me out.
You know, all in all, I'm ready to leave. I'm ready for change. I hope this video sent a message to these realtors or whoever's watching it that we need a chance. We have a lot of community support, a lot of people's backing us, and all we need is to be giving that chance. And we have so many doors being closed in our face, which makes us sometimes feel less than who we are, because we've changed. Some people come from terrible places I have, and I'm new. I'm a new person today, and I want someone to believe in me and believe that I want to make life different and be able to maintain my rent, and I just want a chance so that our children can be happy and our children can be normal, because those who suffers the most is the kids.
I have been living 31 years in gratitude that Jesus saved my life. So when I said, Lord, whatever you want me to do, my answer first is yes, and then my next statement is help me to do it. Where this fits into He Got Up, I begin to understand love is not what I can get, it's what God allows me to give.
Pastor Tim loves people so much that he's willing to put up with all of the challenges because he knows what that's going to mean for all of the people that need help.
You take on an effort like this, changing people's lives, and it's not something that comes very easily. In fact, it's incredibly challenging. There were a lot of moving parts to a project, to an event, to an initiative, to a movement like this. But I will tell you, in the times that it got the toughest, that's when we could rely most heavily on Pastor Tim, because his commitment, his vision was unwavering.
There was a whole nother level in the NFL that blew my mind, because everybody was big, everybody was fast. And to get out there on that field and feel overwhelmed was, it made me hit a wall. But Mean Joe Green really helped me process how to break through those barriers mentally and physically that I was feeling, and ended up making the team and played for 3 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ended up being traded to the Washington Redskins, ended up starting on the 1991 Washington Redskins Super Bowl team. Played there 6 years and ended up 1 year with the Cincinnati Bengals. So that's sort of a run through of my 10-year career in the NFL. Now, on to other things. I'm in City Hall in the city of Orlando, about to meet with Mayor Buddy Dyer to actually help families that are homeless, individuals that are in transition and in need, begin the pathway to self-sustainability. What do you think something like this, 30,000 families in need, individuals who are homeless, coming together in our newly renovated Citrus Bowl, could do, not just for the city of Orlando, but what message do you think this will send to our nation?
Well, I think it could be very impactful in chronic homelessness and homelessness among veterans, help families. One way you eliminate homelessness is you get people into homes. It's simple as that. If you have a home, if you have a place to live, you're not homeless, right? Mm-hmm. So that's big. But having the services and having I think an example of where a community has come together, whether it's the physicians in the community, whether it's I think you have like every barber in this community involved in this one way, but I think it can be impactful as an example for other communities.
Well, the goal of this is one day to not have to do it at all, because we've seen the social indicators of homelessness and violence and all the other things that create tension and pain in families and individuals, because our community has been served not just by individuals such as yourself and all the services that you offer, but also individuals who are in the public sector and nonprofit and just moms and dads, because we can resolve this together. What appeal would you make to someone that may be considering being involved in this, or questions about this? What would you say as our mayor?
It's a big thing. It's a potential game changer. And it's something that hasn't been done before. So, I mean, it takes a little bit. I'm aware of sometimes you have to be able to paint that vision, and not everybody can see exactly what the end result is going to be, but they're pretty darn happy when you get there and get that result. So I would say to people that this is a worthwhile thing to be involved with.
My clippers broke down and they're like $150, my dog grooming clippers. And I just started feeling sorry for myself and lost heart, you know, and gave up basically. And then being dirty to go out in public, it's kind of embarrassing to me, and it discourages you when you're, you know, sweaty and stinky and no place to take a shower, and you get on the bus and people like move to another seat. You know, there's days where you want to get drunk and forget everything. You know, it's like a dog chasing his tail. You know, you get one up and then three back.
Just to get identification seems to be a problem here. Somebody has lost their ID, somebody has lost their driver's license. The simplicity of trying to get them their identification back is some of the times is the reason why they don't have a job. It's the reason why they can't open a bank account, and it's the reason why they're living in the woods. Working with the pastor throughout these last few years, working on these events, looking at the people that we are helping, being out with them, seeing the conditions they're living in, and how simple it is to try to help 70% of the folks that we meet, and to see them in the conditions that they're living in right now, for me, it's just heartbreaking.
I have a college degree. I'm a computer repair technician. I've worked at Pizza Hut. I've done construction jobs. I own my own business for 5 years. That's pretty much it.
And so, just life kind of fell in on you, huh?
Yeah, just bad time.
So how long have you been out here on the streets homeless?
About 6 months.
About 6 months. And how'd you get here?
I just lost my job. My wife left me. No family support.
My mommy left me.
It's really rough. Cops mess with us all the time. DCF try to take my kid on a daily basis. Sometimes we get rained on. Have to walk a lot. Don't know what we're gonna eat the next day. It's really hard. What's up, buddy?
So what will it take to get you off the street?
A place to live and a job. Pretty much. That's what we need.
Just wanted to let you know how moved I've been from the very, very beginning when Pastor Tim got a hold of me to set up our 501c corporation, and his commitment to changing actually people in the community. And I don't mean just a few. I mean those who need it the most. And he didn't just start with changing it out with the homeless and the shelters. He started in changing the legal system. His commitment is what I see today, and us being able to, we're close to 1,000 cases now, I believe we've been able to resolve and get people back on their feet with their licenses through the He Got Up court system. And that commitment has never wavered, and it certainly has borne fruit like I never could have imagined.
So what I've learned in football really has helped me in all of my life. Determination is a big part of that. Being able to have motivation says, I'm not waiting for someone to tell me what I need to do what I've determined that I want to do. I actually know it. There's this fire that has to exist in you that no one can really start. But they can put wood on it. People can encourage you and help you. But if you never get wood for your fire from anyone else, you put your own wood on your fire, and your motivation will actually help you move forward in what you've determined to do. Sometimes what people want to do will take them from what they need to do. And that little bit will be the difference between accomplishing a goal and not, because it gets easier to do what you want to do and not do what you need to do over a long period of time. Perseverance. Perseverance just means don't quit. Never, never quit. And the more you focus on what you want to do and not what you need to do, the loss of discipline equals a loss of opportunity. The only thing worse than missing an opportunity is not being prepared when one arrives.
It's rough, especially with 3 kids. I mean, it's really difficult.
Not a lot of fun.
No help.
No help.
It seems like very little help. We keep on, it seems like we hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. Really.
Because either we're not from here, the kids are too old, the kids are too young, we don't have their full, we don't have their birth certificates, you know, little stuff that we would have if we had a stable house. No help for food. Cops even telling you there's nothing we can do, but we can take them into the system. I don't want stuff break my family, I want to keep them together.
We fought too hard so long to keep the family together, not to have it torn apart now.
Your tent is ripped, bothered us. It bothered us. We're not waiting for the money to come from somewhere else or somebody else. We felt like if this is all you wanted, we can start here and maybe see what else the community needs and maybe help there. So we're gonna start with this, and if you're okay with it, we're gonna take this and we're gonna trash this and put a new one up. Is that all right?
That's fine with me.
Let's do this! Honey, did you put some off on your legs?
Okay.
Come on, Pop, I got it. I'm gonna leave some here with you, okay? You're gonna come home and you're not gonna be like, where do I live? I came to the wrong house.
Okay.
You telling me that? No, it's not me. It's not me. It's the Lord doing for you.
I don't know. The Lord works in His ways. And I am really ecstatic today.
Wow. We're ecstatic and happy that you're happy, and
I'm more than happy.
I'm so grateful for Pastor Dana telling us about you. Many hands make light work, and if we put our hands together, like you just said, the more hands, the more work we can do. And so we felt like we could do this now. We don't have to wait for a program. We have to wait for money.
I am grateful.
We're grateful that you let us come in here and receive you. We're grateful. May I pray for you?
They're getting stricter and stricter on homelessness and people being in public places. And like now, they came and gave us a week to get out of here, which you can't really blame them because they're building over here and they don't really want us around the tourists because this is a tourist spot here. If they could set out an area of land, you know, with maybe a bathhouse and water faucets and an area to put tents.
Yeah.
And, you know, set up people that could manage it.
And in 2014, I was on a retreat. I saw this vision of people who were hurting and broken, people who were on the fringes of our city and community. who were not able to have access to resources and the help they need, all being brought together, like the least of the least, all being brought together for a celebration. And the motivation is that because Jesus got up, he got up to lift us up. And because he lifted me up, I have an opportunity to use whatever I have to lift others up. Is going to see something that hopefully will add to the hope that so many other people in other cities and other organizations bring. And all the work, all the prayers, all the money, all the sacrifice will culminate in what I hope and believe is going to be a life-changing experience. It's our time. We've prepared, we've planned, we've prayed. Now it's time to execute that plan and watch the amazing things that will happen.
Well, we're 72 hours out, and things that should roll through aren't rolling through right now. I've got some logistics issues in getting some product in, and the biggest thing is half my transport plans just pulled out on me, and we're 2.5 days away from this gig, and to top it all off, I just checked the weather, and Sunday's not looking good. Rain on the horizon, which is definitely something we don't need right now. So yeah, not good at all.
Let's get these hands on here. And this ribbon cutting is the opening ceremonies for He Got Up 2016. And so if everybody can say 1, 2, 3, we can cut this. Are you ready?
1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to take just a few moments and actually speak to you. And the goal of my speaking to you is to encourage you. I want to help you understand that the thing that makes us all the same is that we're human beings. Yes, we have different jobs. Yes, we're from different places. Yes, we have different opportunities, some more than others. But what ground we stand on today is that we're all human beings. And we're all a part of humanity that makes up a community, makes up the world, makes up a city, a state. And how we are affects what happens in our community. how we are and who we are and how we treat one another can change a community for the good or the bad. And so I want to say it's our responsibility as human beings to understand our role in the well-being of our community. This is not just the government's job. This is not the job of some wealthy individual or corporation or service provider or entity that does social services. This is our responsibility. Our responsibility to see our community made well. It's not one person's job. Our community needs help. How many of you would agree with that? If you don't agree with it, just watch the news. You'll find out there's some things going on. With all of our wonderful infrastructure and all of our great opportunities, there's still stuff going on that needs attention. But how we got here, we didn't just start, we didn't wake up one day and say, I want to do bad for myself. I can't wait to live on the street. I can't wait to live in a hotel. I can't wait to live in my car. No, we don't start that way. This is not the end. This is not the end of this day. Literally, this kicks off the day. We want to be able to communicate with you hereafter. This is not just a one-day event. We will be doing He Got Up days of celebration all around Central Florida to build a force of healing and strength and provision together, not just isolated organizations. So what you're going to see in the concourse today is an amazing display of a lot of amazing people. We're here not to just talk about what we want to do, but to actually do something. And as we dismiss, please stand. I'm going to pray one last prayer for your safety and for whatever you need, even if we don't have it today, that it'll be provided. Lord, thank you. We thank you. Jesus, I give you praise. Now, let that hand go and give God a mighty praise. Let the day begin in a new way with all the services being opened, and please enjoy the kids zone behind us. The rest of the day is yours. We love you. God bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you and give you peace.
Everything. We just came in. We haven't even been here 10 minutes and like already our hands are full. And you know, we're all excited about everything that's going on here today.
I don't get that much getting paid when I work. I'm homeless, but I live with a gentleman in an apartment. I don't want to live out on the streets. It's not safe at all for a woman my age. I'm 52 going on 53. And I work part-time at Burlington.
How old are you, Addie?
I'm 10 years old. It's shoes that I collected for the homeless. I asked my school, my dad's work, my softball team, my other softball team, and Girl Scout troops.
How many shoes did you collect?
3,700. Next year, I'm going to make a higher goal.
What happened and what's happening literally is a miracle. It was supposed to storm today, it was rain, the sun came out. Many people said maybe this was a bad idea, it wouldn't happen. I don't know how many people, there's a lot of people here. The technology, the volunteers, the sponsors, all the different organizations, they showed up. They're actually here, and people's lives are being changed. And I'm just a little bit overwhelmed, quite honestly. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed to see something that started in my heart with the Lord speaking to me about reaching out to those who are on the fringes of our society and city in the 3 counties, bringing them together to see them get lifted up. Because Christ rose from the dead, he got up to lift us up so that we can lift others up, is actually taking place.
Friends, not clients, so at the end of the day, we're changing people's lives day to day, one haircut at a time. God bless you.
I'm taking the hair that has been established and I'm bringing it to Locks of Love, which is an organization for people with cancer so they can have wigs.
So we have about 300 barbers out here. We're just doing some hair. We're not doing anything special. We're doing just treating people like people.
I have been working with He Got Up in the job section. Specifically, I have been working on the applications, which is the starting point. So people come to us to fill out an application, and that helps them navigate the rest of the job section, which includes education, training, certifications, and companies that are here to interview, to hire. Some of those companies have included Hilton Global, Marriott, Lowe's Universal, Starbucks. So we are trying to help people get jobs as quickly as possible.
Our community recognizes that when we take time to pull our resources together, that's how we help people stop the cycle of incarceration and re-incarceration. That is how we break the cycle of homelessness. We break the cycle of addiction. We address the issues of mental illness and help people become stable, help them become employed, and help them to get back as participants, positive contributors in the community.
When I first got here, walked around and see what they had, and then I went and took my shower, and then I got my hair cut, and I got some clothes. I'm feeling better.
The resources most important to me today is medical, dental, vision.
We're very encouraged that the resources are available for us. I have some of my neighbors here, and we're very excited. This has been a fantastic event. He got up. Everybody got blessed today. Everybody got encouraged through the message that Pastor Tim presented. The music was awesome. So here's to He Got Up, right? We had a great time. Yes.
It's a great day, loving event, very loving, compassionate. Out here, the people took care of us. They provided for every need. And it was a blessed event for me because I didn't look to get blessed like this. It was just a great event because it gave me every need for what I needed. The haircuts, the shower, the jobs was great. Now I got great confidence because of this event would push my life to the next level. I hope it pushed everybody else's life to the next level because the pastor, whoever did this, had a compassionate heart to provide for such a great event that touched a lot of people's heart today out here. In Jesus' name, I hope he have this event the rest of his life to the day of eternity. Amen.
You know, you get to eat for Easter. You know, I don't have no family, so that's pretty cool, you know. Get a haircut, you know, get cleaned up for my interview that I got, you know, on the 1st. It's a good thing.
One of the greatest things that I see coming out of this second annual event of He Got Up is Pastor Tim's ability to unite this community even more and to bring people together.
Basically, it's come full 360 from last year to where I am now back, not as a participant, but this year as a volunteer.
I just moved down from Louisiana. I came out today. They had a lot of wonderful resources, and I got a lot of stuff taken care of that would have actually took me longer that I was actually doing tomorrow. So thank you guys very, very much, and happy Easter.
Real tangible results from He Got Up Legal. We've been able to affect the lives of hundreds and hundreds of people. driver's licenses restored, dignity restored, people being able to give back to their communities by way of community service, tangible things that have helped our community to not have people driving without licenses. It's a win-win situation.
Awesome experience after all this planning, 2 years of planning and seeing it come together at the Citrus Bowl here March 27th, and seeing a lot of happy, smiley faces leave the facility today is what it's all about. People are happy, people are loaded up with clothes and snacks and gifts, and more importantly, going away with some great opportunity to get some good servicing and some help and care out there that's much needed.